Hey guys, welcome back to Mindy's Monthly Marketing Tips. Hey guys, welcome back to Mindy's Monthly Marketing Tips. This is Starfish's once a month segment where I talk about marketing tips, tricks, and just general marketing advice for you to grow your business's online presence. Today we're diving into the differences between traditional and digital advertising, what makes each tick, and why it matters to you. Whether you're a business owner deciding where to invest your marketing or a curious consumer wondering why you're being stalked by sneaker ads, we've got something for you. So gear up, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's break down the differences between these two marketing behemoths. We're all familiar with advertising in some form, whether it's catching our eye while scrolling through our phones or interrupting our favorite TV shows. But as we see more ads online, it's clear there are two major camps, traditional and digital advertising. So, what's the big difference? Well, think about traditional advertising as the old school methods. These are the ads that have been around for decades, long before the internet became our second home. When we talk about traditional advertising, we're talking about TV commercials, print ads in a magazine, or billboards along the highway. Traditional ads aim to grab your attention during daily tasks, whether it's catching a commercial during the evening news, hearing a jingle on the radio while driving to work, or seeing a flashy advertisement in the latest issue of a magazine. These mediums, TV, radio, and print, like newspapers and magazines, and also outdoor spaces, have been the backbone of advertising for ages. But now, let's shift over to digital advertising. Born in the digital age and thriving on your screens, digital advertising encompasses all those ads you encounter while surfing the internet or checking out your social media feeds. From those tailored Facebook ads that seem to know exactly what you were just thinking about buying, to the promotional emails that are flooding your inbox, digital advertising is everywhere online. When we compare the two, each has its strengths and its use based on different strategies and goals. As we delve deeper into the digital age, the lines might blur, but the essence of each type remains distinct. So, with this foundation laid out, let's explore how these differences play out in the real world and why it matters to businesses and consumers alike. For a bit of historical context, let's cast our minds back to the 20th century. Yes, the days before every pocket held a smartphone. This was the golden era of traditional advertising. Imagine bustling city streets lined with vibrant billboards, families gathered around radios for their favorite evening programs, interspersed with catchy jingles, and Sunday mornings with newspapers that had more ads than news. Back then, brands had a straightforward method to capture attention: be loud and be everywhere. From iconic TV ads that could make or break a product to glamorous magazine spreads that defined generations, traditional advertising wasn't just about selling. It was about creating a culture. It was a time when a single ad on prime TV could be seen by millions, making or breaking products overnight. Now, fast forward to the late 20th and early 21st centuries. The invention of the internet changed everything. Digital advertising started as the underdog, initially just tiny banners on websites that most people ignored. But as technology advanced and our time online increased, these digital strategies became more sophisticated. The rise of social media platforms and search engines transformed the advertising landscape. Suddenly, advertisers could target ads based on browsing habits, interests, and even location. The old scattergun approach of traditional ads gave way to sniper-like precision in digital campaigns. Now, instead of hoping you're part of the 1% of the audience interested in a product, digital ads find that 1% wherever they're browsing. This shift wasn't just technological, it was cultural. With digital advertising, the power dynamics shifted. Consumers could interact with ads, share their opinions instantly, and choose to skip what didn't interest them. It wasn't just about the advertisers broadcasting their messages anymore. It was about engaging with consumers, and sometimes one-on-one. So, we moved from billboards to banner ads, from broadcast to narrowcast, the whole concept of advertising had to be rethought. It wasn't just about finding the audience anymore, it was about understanding them, engaging them, and being a part of their online world. So with that out of the way, how exactly do the two compare? Let's start off with the mediums and platforms. Traditional advertising loves its physical offline realms. Think billboards that loom over highways, TV spots that play during the Super Bowl, or those glossy magazine ads that you flip through at the doctor's office. It's tangible, often larger than life, and undeniably in your face. On the flip side, digital advertising reigns over the online world. Ads that pop up in your social media feeds, videos that play before your YouTube deep dive, and search results that seem to read your mind. Digital ads are all about integrating seamlessly into your online experience. So now let's talk about reach. Traditional advertising can be like shouting from your front porch. It's great for hitting the local crowd or even a national audience if you're splashing out big bucks for that primetime TV spot. But its reach is inherently tied to physical limitations. Digital advertising, on the other hand, if they've got an internet connection, they're reachable no matter where they are in the world. This global reach has transformed tiny startups into international players without the cost of traditional media. Engagement is where digital really takes the cake. Traditional advertising is kind of a one-way conversation. You sit there and absorb or ignore the information, and that's sort of the end of it. Digital advertising, on the other hand, opens the door for two-way communication and interactivity. From clicks and shares to likes and comments, consumers can interact and be an actual part of the story. It's active and expects your audience to engage, not just listen. So finally, let's talk data tracking. Traditional advertising is often a shot in the dark with pretty limited feedback. It uses broad metrics like estimated viewership or circulation figures, but who really knows who's watching or what part of that ad actually worked? That's why digital advertising is overtaking the scene. It knows who saw your ad, who interacted with it, and what they did next. With comprehensive analytics, digital advertising can tweak and target in real time, turning guesswork into a precise science strategy. So let's really break it down and focus on the good and not so good about each advertising method. To start, let's look at traditional advertising. As far as what it does well, there's just something about a giant billboard that you just can't ignore. Whether it's a massive sign at the busiest intersection or a memorable radio jingle that everyone hums, it makes a splash right where you live, influencing local shopping and dining habits massively. And let's face it, not everyone is glued to their smartphones or laptops. Shocking, I know. For older demographics who aren't digital natives, traditional media like newspapers, TV, and radio are still king. These channels are their comfort zone. So if your audience tends to be a bit more unplugged, traditional advertising is a great way to speak to them. There's also something special about holding a physical piece of advertising in your hands. A well-designed brochure, a snazzy magazine ad, or even a catchy flyer can make a lasting impression that's hard to replicate. Physical ads stick around literally, pinned to fridges, tucked into wallets, and stacked on coffee tables. So now let's talk about the downsides of traditional advertising. If you thought digital ads could get pricey, traditional advertising costs can make your wallet cry. Securing a spot on TV, radio, or billboard is not cheap, and printing costs for direct mail or magazines can add up really fast. It's a heavy upfront investment without the guarantee of a payoff. And how do you really know if someone bought your product? Traditional advertising often leaves us guessing about its effectiveness. Without direct ways to track how people interact with ads, measuring ROI feels like throwing darts blindfolded. Traditional advertising doesn't allow for consumer interaction or feedback in real time. You get the message out there, and that's pretty much it. There's no share or comment to gauge how it's received, which can make it feel a bit like shouting into the void. So while traditional advertising still has its charm and effectiveness, especially in specific contexts and demographics, it's not without its challenges, especially in an increasingly digital world. Speaking of, what exactly does digital advertising have to offer, and what unique challenges may it present? To start, one of the biggest draws of digital advertising is its cost effectiveness and how it levels the playing field for businesses small and large. Got a tight budget? No problem. You can kick off your campaign with just a few bucks a day and you'll see a tangible return in time. Plus, it's ridiculously scalable. If you find that an ad is performing particularly well, pump up the budget and watch that ROI grow exponentially. Next is your targeting capabilities. Now there's no more need to take a shotgun approach. Instead, you can narrow down your target audience to exactly who you know will be interested in your business. And with real-time data and analytics, there's no more guessing as to who your ideal target actually is. Now you can see exactly who clicks on your ad, who converts, and who just wasn't into it. This real-time feedback is great and allows you to tweak your campaigns on the fly to maximize effectiveness. And lastly, digital ads aren't just about broadcasting. They're about starting conversations. Users can interact through likes, shares, comments, and other forms of engagement. This not only amplifies your reach, but it also builds community and loyalty around your brand. Now, all of that said, digital advertising isn't without its own brand of headaches. To start, with great accessibility comes great competition. Everyone is online, from giant corporations to tiny mom and pop shops just around the corner. Standing out in this crowded space can be tough, and it often comes down to a bidding war for the best ad placements and keywords. Another downside to digital advertising is user fatigue. Do you ever feel like you can't scroll through your social media without being bombarded by ads? Well, that's because you can't. This constant barrage can overwhelm users, leading to ad fatigue where people start tuning out digital ads altogether. It's a real problem and it's only going to get bigger. And lastly, if you want to compete in the digital field, you have to be tech literate. Gone are the days of just slapping up an ad and calling it a day. Digital advertising requires a blend of creative, analytical, and technical skills, from understanding complex platforms to keeping up with the latest algorithm changes. It's a field where lifelong learning isn't optional, it's mandatory. That's exactly why we started this channel in the first place, because we know that learning the ins and outs of digital advertising is an uphill battle, and we wanted to help make that journey just a little easier. So, with the trends always evolving, what does the future of advertising look like? First up, let's talk about the elephant in the room: AI and machine learning. No matter your opinion on the technology, the cat's out of the bag, and this technology is here to stay. They're more than just buzzwords, they're game changers in the advertising industry. In digital advertising, AI is already transforming how ads are created, targeted, and optimized. Machine learning algorithms can analyze vast amounts of data to predict which ads will perform best with which audiences, and it's only getting smarter. That being said, don't count traditional methods out just yet. They are making a comeback, but with a digital twist. Take personalized direct mail, for example. Once considered outdated, it's back and more powerful than ever thanks to digital integration. Using data collected online, advertisers can now send highly personalized and relevant mail directly to your consumers' doorsteps. It's traditional advertising with a digital brain. So the future isn't necessarily about choosing between traditional or digital. It's about merging them to create something greater than the sum of its parts. We're seeing more campaigns where digital efforts drive people to brick and mortar stores, or where TV ads tell viewers to search online for more information. This blend leverages the reach and sensory impact of traditional media combined with the targeting and engagement capabilities of digital. The future of advertising is vibrant and incredibly interconnected. It's about smarter campaigns, innovative uses of technology, and reviving traditional methods with new insights. As we move forward, the lines between traditional and digital will blur even further, creating new possibilities that we're just starting to imagine. So, to recap, we've seen how traditional advertising, with its memorable physical formats and broad local reach, still holds sway in certain demographics and areas. But digital advertising is taking over. With its precision targeting, real-time analytics, and dynamic engagement, it's reshaping the industry as we speak. Not to mention what the future holds, where AI and machine learning are gearing up to revolutionize digital campaigns, and traditional methods are getting a digital facelift to stay in the game. So now it's your turn. Leave a comment and let us know which type of advertising you like best. Do you like the tangible appeal of traditional methods, or do you embrace the future with digital advertising? And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and let us know. Thanks for sticking with us till the end. Keep exploring your advertising possibilities, whether they're on billboards or browsers. And remember, in the world of advertising, the only constant is change. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time.